Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you had a great holiday and welcome to the new year. In this session, we'll be talking about the complete guide to transitioning into a data career in 2025. So, first of all, a little bit about myself. I'm a data professional from Nigeria, having worked with organizations like United Nations, Africa No Filter, and currently Gamoteca, which is an edtech startup based in London. And in this session, I'll be sharing how I've been able to transition into a data career, a bit of context. I come from a chemical engineering background, also studied a little bit of business administration, and now I call myself a data professional. And so I'll be sharing things that I did that made it easy to transition and how you can make your transition into data a smooth sail. One thing you want to keep in mind when transitioning from any field at all is transferable skills. So, no matter the field you're coming from, there's always something about your field, maybe the skill set you gained, the mindset you gained, the hard skills, soft skills you gained, that you can bring into a new field, that you can bring into data. Right now, I want you to pause this video. On the description of this video, you're going to download a transferable skills document. And when you download it, what I want you to do is really think about places you've been, whether it's in school or volunteering opportunities or in your workplace. Just think about the transferable skills or the skills that you've picked up in this role. It could be writing, it could be art, it could be design, it could be project management. Just think about that and write it down. In this document, you'll be saying transferable skills and the corresponding data roles. So, for example, someone that is good in art, somebody that is good in design might want to go into data design, might want to become a data visualization specialist. Why is this important? It's very important to really understand your skill sets and where you fall into, because it helps you kind of define your niche and define the areas in data where you excel best at. Welcome back from the break. So, how did that go? Were you able to write down enough transferable skills? Were you able to discover some data roles that might be a good fit for you? Just write that down in the comment section and let me know how that goes. So, the next thing we're going to talk about is learning. Of course, if you want to transition into a new field, you need to learn. You need to learn about the field, certain skill sets, and this kind of ties down to the task that we just did earlier on connecting your transferable skills to the data roles. So let's say you've now discovered that maybe I'll be really good as a data scientist. Then the next step in the process would be to start taking a data science course in R or Python. So I'll really be going in depth here and talking about learning styles. Why is this important? There are various platforms out there that teach data, and it might not cater for your learning style. Maybe for someone, you're a visual learner, you're an audio learner, or you're a tactile learner, and you might be experiencing a platform or new knowledge in a way that is difficult for you to assimilate because of your learning style. And this might cause you to give up, and you're like, oh my God, maybe data is not for me. But of course, when you're learning something new, it can be difficult at the beginning, but it kind of makes things smoother or easier when you learn on platforms that suit your learning style. Let's talk a little bit about learning styles. For the purpose of this video, we're going to focus on three learning styles. One is the audio learning style, the visual learning style, and three is the tactile learning style. When it comes to audio learning, as the name implies, it's when you're able to assimilate new knowledge or really understand new knowledge by listening. And you can see evidence of this by maybe you learn a lot of new things by listening to podcasts, listening to audiobooks. So what I want you to do for me is listen more to audiobooks related to data, listen more to podcasts related to data. You can check out platforms like Data Framed by Data Camp, which is a podcast by Data Camp, as I mentioned earlier. So they invite industry leaders, thought leaders to really share their thoughts on certain topics, and it's a good way to visualize how the things you're learning plays a role in the real world, in businesses, health, startups. It's really interesting. And then for the visual learners, you learn better when you see. So it's one thing to read, but you want to see how it works. So a learning hack that you can use or begin to implement is to watch videos of people that share step by step of projects that they work on. This way, you're seeing how things you're learning visually translates into data, translates into useful information out there. And then you can also explore platforms like Data Camp. Personally, I'm an audiovisual learner. I lean more towards the visual parts though. And Data Camp is perfect for me. I also have issues with focusing. And Data Camp is beautiful because they make content into bite-sized pieces that make it really easy to understand. And when I watch a video, I can practice in real time and then continue learning. I can also work on projects, interact with people, just really see how what I'm hearing, what I'm reading is doing. So Data Camp works perfectly for me. If you're someone that is a tactile learner, by tactile learner, it means that for you to really understand something, you have to use like all your sensory abilities to learn, so hearing, seeing, touching, feeling. You might want to explore cohort-based learning platforms or learning communities. So there are platforms out there that organize data lessons but in cohorts based, so it can be a cohort of 15, cohort of 20, so that way you're learning, you're practicing, you're seeing, you're also able to interact with other people in the field that are learning the same thing. So let me know how this helps you in choosing a platform out there. I'll try to link something later that would help you really identify the platforms that suit your learning style. Congratulations, you're learning, you've learned a bit about data, you've completed your first course in data, and you're just really excited to go out there. The next thing you want to do in your transition journey is to make sure you're practicing. How can you do this? You can practice by attending hackathons, participating in hackathons rather, working on data sets out there. And for data sets, you can explore platforms like V's for Social Good, Data Camp, Marvin Analytics. I hope I got that correct. Then you can also explore UN Data Forum. I'm going to link that somewhere in the text here. So you can explore this platform to check data that you can use and work on, whether it's for an AI project, a visualization project to show your skill sets in coding. There are data sets out there that you can use. Also, Kaggle should also be your go-to for competitions, to view data that you can practice with. For me, when I started learning data science in 2022, I participated in Data First Africa very first hackathon with my team, and that was a really great practical experience to put what I was learning into practice. So with my team, we worked on a data set, cleaned it, worked on it, analyzed it, presented it, and it was just such a beautiful experience. An interesting thing is that I and my team actually won the competition that year, and that gave me a lot of confidence to continue in this career. And this is not to say that if you've participated in a hackathon before and you did not win, it means that the data career is not for you. There are more than one ways to practice, as I said. Hackathons, practicing on your own with data sets, and just enjoying the process. Because personally, I believe that at the end of the day, the tools are a means to an end. So the tools, the coding, the platforms you're using, whether it's Power BI, Tableau, all of them, it's a means to like make sense of data. And why are we making sense of this data? To be able to solve problems, to be able to, avert any issues with maybe predictive analysis, just to be able to better understand the world around us. So having this mindset around learning, around how you practice, can really help you in your journey. The next thing we're going to talk about is sharing. You've learned, you've practiced, it's time for you to share your work. What sharing does is it puts you out there as a thought leader in this field. So when people think about data, they think about you, and in the long run, it can open doors to opportunities for you in your career. It also makes you to be more like you want to learn more because you have to share more. So because you have to share, like this week, you're learning more to share more. So it can be tricky. Just make sure that you're really learning and not just sharing to like posture as an expert. So that's just really important when it comes to sharing. But do share your work. It can be really scary to share your work out there because of feedback. What will people say? Am I even good enough? And to be honest, I understand starting this YouTube channel, I kept on thinking that, maybe I should wait till I have a PhD to start talking about data, to start talking about all these things. But the truth is, there's something that someone doesn't know, and vice versa. And honestly, just share for yourself. It doesn't matter if the post has 1 like, 2 likes, just share, keep learning, keep sharing, and doors will be opened onto you. Why does that sound so serious? But keep sharing. That's just the encouragement here. Well done. So now you've learned how to learn, practice, and share. The next thing we're going to talk about is how you can prepare yourself for opportunities out there. Because at the end of the day, we are learning and we are transitioning for better opportunities. Yes, there is the passion for data, passion for the field, but at the core of it all, like, we want better opportunities, right? So what you want to do is look for roles that fit into where you want to be, the kind of jobs you see yourself doing. A good place to start from would be LinkedIn or maybe Indeed. Even Twitter or X has this job board that you can also search for jobs relating to what you want. So what you want to do for me is check the description of this job. So usually they write certain skill sets or the kind of person they're looking for this role. It could be you have to be proficient in SQL, R, you have to be able to communicate well in English and French, maybe, or you have to know how to use Power BI tools or data visualization tools. So just read through this, for the particular role that you want, whether it's marketing analyst, financial analyst. So what this does, it serves as a self-assessment. So when you're looking at these roles, you can tell yourself, okay, I've got this SQL like figured out, but for the communication part, for the writing part, I'm not so good in that. So how do I strengthen this area to be better fit for this role? Doing this helps you more confident, knowing that you've prepared for the skill set needed in this role. The other thing you want to do is revamp your CV if needed. I had this time where I was doing everything I listed here, matching my skills to the job description I wanted, but then I wasn't getting offers till I revamped my CV. So what I did was keep my CV simple, like the black and white format, really describe what I did. So when I was describing previous role, I had this place where I had a short description of what that role entailed and how I played into it, and then milestones of what I was able to achieve in those roles. I also revamped my cover letter and motivation letter and started writing cover letters and motivation letter tailored to the specific role I want to apply. And all of these things really helped me transition smoothly, easier, made my transition into data easier. And I really hope this helps you. I know this might not be the typical how to transition into data video, but this is a practical way or a simple step-by-step guide that has helped me in my journey, and I hope it helps someone too. If you want me to go more in depth on motivational letters, CVs, and all of that for data roles, do let me know, and I'm going to create a video for you. Thank you.